the time. We have a story now out of Virginia that caught our attention. State Delegate A.C. Cardoza, the only black Republican in the state legislature, says he's been blocked from joining the legislature's Black Caucus. Cardoza says he had requested membership to the caucus, but made it clear he did not support their liberal policies. He says it's important to have different black voices at the table to address challenges in our community. And in response, Virginia Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears suggested starting a new caucus and had some suggested names as well, including the You're Not Black Enough Caucus. Joining me now for more on this discussion, activist and founder of King Consulting, Keisha King, and political and social impact strategist, Kristal Knight. Keisha, let's start with you. When I first heard about this, I said, well, wait a minute, it isn't because he isn't black enough, it's that he isn't liberal enough. Isn't that the issue?
That is exactly the issue. You know, you would think that we hear this term that black folks are not a monolith, but yet when we, I don't know, veer away from the Democrat Party, suddenly our black voices aren't what they want to hear. So it's absolutely that he's black enough, he's just not liberal enough. And we're seeing that he's not the only one. Congressman Byron Donalds was met with the same thing with the Congressional Black Caucus. So we've seen this time and time again. They only want you to have a certain voice. It is not what you look like, it's what rhetoric you will repeat.
Kristal, let's go with what the lieutenant governor said there then, because I got a kick out of it. Some of them were pretty funny. I'm trying to think. One of them is the "I can't believe they didn't accept me" caucus, or the "let's do away with caucuses" caucus. What do we call this? I mean, why not just then call it maybe the Democratic Black Caucus or something like that?
Well, absolutely. That's what they should do, because there's no reason that you should not accept a black conservative into the Black Caucus. It goes against the foundation of what they believe in, which is making sure that every black legislative member feels welcomed into the body. And so to have someone, you know, not be accepted for unknown reasons, really, there's no precedent for it. And I think that the party really should take a look at that, and the caucus should take a look at it.
The other thing, Keisha, that I thought of right away this morning was that I don't know, but I can't imagine there are any Democrats in the Freedom Caucus, but it isn't because they don't believe in freedom.
Right. You know, it is sad that we're even having to have this type of conversation. You know, what happened to the unity that Joe Biden was supposed to bring? I mean, he's their leader, so clearly they should be on message with their leader with unity, right? That's what I would think. But this is not unity. This is more divisiveness. I wish this kind of thing would stop, because not every black person thinks the same. Shocker. You know, we have different ideas, we have different political leanings, and the best way for this all to be stopped is to allow some other voices into these caucuses. Or maybe, like Lieutenant Governor said, let's get rid of the caucuses of the caucuses.
And what I did like was the problem solvers, but that's bipartisan. Okay, you mentioned President Biden. We should point out this is in Virginia, but we did want to bring up something the president said during the campaign that got a lot of attention. Let's listen and we'll talk on the other side.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community.
Kristal, you remember this, I'm sure. And the takeaway from this here is the issue is that black doesn't equal liberal.
Right, and it also doesn't equal Democratic. I mean, that's the thing that was so disheartening about this interview with Charlemagne the God, is that the president was stating that if you don't vote for me, you're not black, and that's just not true. I mean, even as a Democrat, I also understand not every single black person, not every single black Democrat believes the same, thinks the same, and has the same policies in mind when we're thinking about a president legislating over our union.
All right, Kristal Knight and Keisha King, it's great to have you both on this. It's good to see you. Take care. Thanks.
Thank you.